As the conference General Chair, it is my privilege to extend warm greetings and welcome to the distinguished guests and dignitaries, members of the organizing committee, the scientific committee, the advisory committee, the participants from all over India and indeed across the world, and students who are attending this international conference on multidisciplinary concepts in management. This extraordinary conference is the result of a collaborative endeavor between the globally ranked Jake H. Brown College of Business and Public Administration at California State University, San Bernardino, and the esteemed G.L. Bajaj Institute of Technology and Management. Together, we embark on a remarkable journey to explore the captivating theme of G20 and dynamics of 5G, governance and leadership, growth management, global entrepreneurship, green investment, and good practices, opportunities and challenges for the Indian context. I would like to acknowledge my long-term friendship with the conference convener, Professor Kanhaiya Singh, and the conference chair, Professor Vikas Tripathi, and congratulate them for meticulously planning and orchestrating this momentous conference. The importance of delving into the pivotal realms of governance, leadership, growth management, entrepreneurship, and sustainable practices cannot be overstated. Let me share some insights about these 5 realms based on my ongoing research on metaphysical foundations of the wisdom of India and modern sciences, details of which you may find on my website www.vipingupta.net, and in 14 books I have self-published on Amazon and Flipkart over the past 3 years. First, leadership is a service that makes workforce independent by questioning the wisdom whose base is without oneself. When we question the wisdom transmitted across generations and cultures, the answers opens up new dimensions. If we are passive consumers of the wisdom, our role is limited to that of a postman who transmits the information from one person to another without knowing its value. There are many examples in Indian wisdom that attest to this. Once, the common wisdom was to worship Indra, the king of deities and the lord of rains, seeking normal rains so that the farmers could get good harvest. Shri Krishna questioned this wisdom and illuminated the significance of mountains in rains. Observing this, Indra took on the role of devil and tried to flood the lands. However, the mountains channeled the heavy rain, an apparent curse transformed into a blessing. Leadership is connected with governance. Governance is the natural adaptation to the dynamics of the present development that is meaningful to live life for immersive experience of the time consciousness, which operates as an ontological or original element. Every moment of time within our consciousness is original. However, instead of experiencing each moment holistically, we carry the baggage of the past through its illusionary production, that is Maya, in diverse forms. Instead of acclimatizing our mind to the present, we acculture our intellect to the past and transmit that inheritance to the future, leading to a consciousness void. We forget the reason for our behaviors in the present and make those behaviors a habit through their reproduction until the cost becomes disproportionate and benefits decay. Examples of reinventing governance abound in today's India and need to be naturally adapted across domains. Every region, city, and village in India has its own handicrafts, traditions, and skills, the designs of which are unique but have become commodified as the entire regions, cities, and villages reproduce the same over many generations. Many designers are working towards reviving, restoring, celebrating, and marketing these handicrafts by aligning them with the contemporary trends, fashions, and imperatives. Second, growth management is a time derivative. It skews the past derivative with a jerk from the future derivative for fractal correction in the kurtosis of the present derivative. To skew the growth force derived from the past requires synchronizing out-of-sync permanence of soul programming, which is pleasantly liberating because it's autonomous and transcendental, with a vision that destroys the baggage of social effect. The soul is programmed with a variety of social effects of the past. The jerk is derived from the future as a flash of restlessness that communicates the hurry to research and initiate conscious death of the present's after effect. Whatever we do in the present becomes a habit for us to continue that in future as well, and that's the after effect. The present derivative is layered as kurtosis, which is a reproductive average of the diverse past moments. Reproductive average is delivered as a capacity with I consciousness. For instance, I can do X but not Y. What is delivered as capacity limits development because it voids the consciousness of the deliverable capability. There's a gap between capability and capacity because we are producing the baggage from the past. At productive average, there's a kurtosis we are bringing into the present. Managing growth by producing a new vision is the hallmark of New India. When you focus on new vision, we stop reproducing the variety of past moments and start creating a new moment, desirable moment. There's a time when the United States and Soviet Unions were the front runners, in fact the only runners in the race of space exploration. The thought of just inventing space technology was far-fetched and nearly impossible. Vikram Sarabhai changed that with a vision of forming the Indian National Committee for Space Research in 1962, and the rest is history. Third, global entrepreneurship demands a diverse approach for universalization of a new universe guided by a continuous path for infinite development. The continuous path is unfolded by the rapid mental calculus of the ecosystem value like an anomaly, like a mystery presentation without me inducing a shocking perturbation as an artifact of trauma program. If I am already prepared and acclimatized to living according to the vision, in that case, I am not going to introduce my trauma to limit the behaviors and the continuous path. One must rise above the inertia of localism, bounded by the personal effect. The new India is constantly opening up to the innovative and creative linkages, eschewing false synthesis with the cost escalating baggage from the past. The focus is on discontinuity of the effect, continuity of the path, and the infinity of the cause. By understanding the entire spectrum of causes related to the epistemological benefits of manifesting a vision, it becomes possible to persist with the envisioned path of growth management until dynamic governance becomes an essential condition of the work culture. In the past, the cost of credit offered to the lower income groups was very high, and the enterprises funded by microfinance remained micro-enterprises, unable to scale up because of localism of the sourcing, operating and marketing linkages of the small enterprises, micro enterprises, rural enterprises and women-run enterprises in India like everywhere else in the world. By catalyzing globalization of such linkages, Bandhan Bank has rapidly emerged as a major player in successfully scaling up micro and small enterprises from the villages and towns all over India. Most of these enterprises are women-run. Evidence shows that in geographies where Bandhan Bank operates, entrepreneurship has become global, unique, diverse, inclusive, engaged, and responsible. The average cost of credit has fallen significantly, and the amount of credit per account has risen without deterioration in credit quality. Fourth, green investment is a starting point for lifelong coherence of a situational path of trading the ecosystem consciousness. It is an engine that awakens natural force within human force. Investment is green when it is pure. That is, when it is reproduction of what one is trading as a trader. When one is an illusionary creator investor of non-tradable values, there is increasing trade-off of natural factor with a supernatural factor. Illusionary creator becomes omnipotent, but destroys the continuous path of infinite development. The future of one who is present as omnipotent is zero, a leader with no follower. All the great kingdoms of the past have fallen to ashes. On the other hand, grassroots India is alive and vibrant within New India that is soaring in the skies. Strategic awareness of the endowments gifted by Mother Nature is critical for tactful adaptation of techniques and technologies to the local and emerging conditions. Fifth, good practices are the oxygen greeting a profound consciousness of the blissful self. Good practices strengthen the fertilization of the intrinsic element through leader-follower exchange. They reproduce temporal togetherness of the leader and the follower so that the leader is following the follower, who is devoted continuously to the path for fulfilling an infinity of causes with discontinuous effects. Similarly, the follower is leading the leader to the path of devotion to a goal that perpetuates those discontinuous effects without dependence on the follower. To summarize, the conference theme beautifully encapsulates the myriad opportunities and challenges that lie before us, anchored in governance and leadership, growth management, global entrepreneurship, green investment, and good practices. I wholeheartedly commend all of you for your unwavering dedication and resolute commitment to the advancement of knowledge in the realm of multidisciplinary management concepts. I am certain that academic deliberations, expert opinions, and professional expertise shared throughout this two-day conference will bestow upon us invaluable insights and recommendations. May this conference serve as a platform for forging meaningful collaborations, igniting thought-provoking discussions, and nurturing the birth of transformative ideas that not only uphold India's aspirations, but also contribute to global progress. Wishing each and every one of you a profoundly fruitful and incredibly memorable conference.